Good morning, Rough Riders. This is Mrs. Lau, and I'm really excited to be with you here today, especially during our Kindness Week. You know, being kind sounds like it's an easy thing to do, and it is when we're happy and feeling excited. But it also can be very difficult and very challenging when we're not feeling so great. When we get mad, when we get sad, being kind is a very difficult thing to do, and it takes courage and it takes a really great person to dig deep and remember to always say the kindest thing you can, do the kindest things you can, be the kindest person you can be. This morning, I'm going to read to you a story about a young boy who's having a little difficulty when things aren't going well. This book is called Better Than You, and it's written by Trudy Ludwig. My neighbor Jake can be a real jerk, always letting me know that whatever I do, he can do better. Don't get me wrong, Jake is great at practically everything he does, especially sports. Me, not so much. I mean, I know I'm good at writing stories and playing the guitar, but when it comes to basketball, I have to practice a lot just to be a decent player. When Jake first started to bug me, once when I was trying to learn how to do a layup, for weeks I was working on leaping, aiming, and shooting like an NBA star. I even got my older brother Iggy's help. I was so excited when finally I could do it. I went over to Jake's house to show him. "Hey Tyler, what's up?" said Jake. "Check this out, I can do a layup." After I showed him the move, he grabbed the basketball from me and said, "Yeah? Well, I bet you can't do this." Then Jake did a perfect hook shot. He couldn't just say, "Cool, nice, Tyler," or "Great job, you nailed it." Nope, he had to outdo me. Who am I kidding, I thought. I'll never be great at basketball. Why should I even bother trying? Last Tuesday morning, I was in the middle of showing Charisse my new music player when Jake came over. "What's that?" he asked. "Sounds like a sound launch," replied Charisse. "Tyler just bought it." "You're kidding. A sound launch? You should have gotten the Tunage 300, said Jake. Then he went on and on about all the great things his music player could do that mine couldn't. I just stood there, thinking of all the places I'd rather be than right there with Jake. Today we had a math test. I hate math. It's my hardest subject. My hands get all sweaty and my brain turns to mush whenever I try to solve the problems. Do you want to know what was worse than taking that math test? Having the teacher tell you that the kid to your right would be grading it, and having the kid to the right be Jake. He got to check my answers. "Geez, Tyler, I can't believe you got some of these problems wrong," he said. "This test was so easy. I must be like 5 times smarter than you in math. There should be a law that kids don't get to grade each other's tests." Oh. When I came home from school, I threw down my backpack, headed to my bedroom, and slammed the door. "Hey, Tyler," called Iggy from downstairs. "Uncle Kevin's here." When I didn't go say hi to Uncle Kevin, he came upstairs. "Why are you all up in your room?" he asked. I didn't say anything. I just kept tossing my basketball up in the air. "You know, Tyler, one of my favorite ways to get rid of the blues is to play 'em," he told me. We went to the front porch and started strumming away. Uncle Kevin was right. Playing the guitar did help me feel better, but it still didn't solve my problems with Jake. After a while, Uncle Kevin asked, "Did you have a tough day at school?" "More like a tough month," I grumbled. "My friend Jake's been getting on my nerves a lot lately. I know he's better than me at a bunch of stuff, but he doesn't have to rub it in my face all the time. I feel like such a loser when I'm around him." Uncle Kevin nodded as he strummed some more chords. Is Jake like this around your other friends too? I thought about it for a minute. I remember hearing Carlos tell Oscar at basketball practice that he was sick of Jake's bragging. He thinks he's better than us, said Carlos. Yeah, he's such a show-off, agreed Oscar. So it wasn't only me that Jake treated this way. The other guys were getting fed up with him too. Maybe it wasn't my fault after all. Maybe it had more to do with him than with me. I shared this with Uncle Kevin, and he told me that people like Jake are a lot like the pufferfish we saw at the aquarium last summer. They puff up their bodies to make themselves bigger than they actually are. It's a way of protecting themselves from potential enemies, he explained. But when a kid acts like a pufferfish, he takes up so much space he can push away his friends. Uncle Kevin suddenly stood up and shouted, "Make way for Pufferfish Man!" as he chased me around the porch. Mom almost had a heart attack when she came face to face with Pufferfish Man. I laughed so hard my sides were hurting. After Uncle Kevin left, I biked to the schoolyard. When I got there, Jake and Nico, this new kid on my street, were on the field throwing a frisbee. "Hey," I said, looking their direction, "can I play too?" "Sure," they both said. When it was my turn to throw the frisbee, I flicked my wrist and put a sweet spin on it, flying it directly to Nico. "Nice," said Nico. "Thanks," I replied. And then Jake did what Jake does best. He puffed up. "That's nothing," he said. "Look what I can do." When it was Nico's turn, he did this amazing throw. Our eyes nearly popped out of our heads. "Wow, that was awesome," I told Nico. "Thanks. I can teach you how to do it." "Really?" "Sure. Only if you show me how to do your throw." "You bet." Then Nico turned to Jake. "I can show you too if you'd like." "Yeah, well, I know all the cool frisbee tricks already. I don't need to know any more." And then he started walking off the field. I ran up to him and said, "Come on, Jake, don't go. So what if Nico throws better than us? It's cool. Let's just toss the frisbee around and have fun." "Nah, I'm out of here. Come on, let's go. You coming?" I looked at Jake, then at Nico. "No thanks. I'm going to stay here with Nico." "Whatever," muttered Jake as he turned and headed home by himself. Nico and I took turns teaching each other different throws and ended up talking about all kinds of stuff. I found out that Niki just got a guitar for his birthday, so I offered to teach him to play. He thought that was a good idea. You know what? I have a feeling that Nico and I are going to be really good friends. And that is the end. So let's all remember to be kind to each other, to be a good friend, and as the saying goes, let's just spread kindness like confetti. Thank you for joining me.